Good morning. My name is Sergeant Robert Himes. I am entry-level class 1603 Sergeant Advisor. On behalf of Director Pamela Davis, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to this badge pinning ceremony. Entry-level class 1603 will officially end the first phase of their entrance-level training and transition from the classroom to the training in the field. During this final phase, each recruit will receive personal guidance, instruction, and supervision during the specified on-the-job training assignment designed to develop professional skills, habits, judgment, and critical thinking skills to create efficiency in their performance. It is during this critical phase that probationary officers form the critical behavior patterns and work habits that will provide a foundation for the law enforcement career. Family and friends, you are invited to come forward and take photographs during the pinning of the badge. The ceremony address this morning will be delivered by Professional Development Training Academy Director Pamela Davis.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to a very special guest who has made time out of her very busy schedule to be here today. She's a great supporter of the Baltimore Police Department, and it is an honor to introduce her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Catherine Pugh, Mayor of Baltimore City.
I can't tell you all how really excited I am to be here. And one of the things that I want to share with you all is that when I first became mayor, I had conversations with mayors around the country. And I remember one mayor saying to me that one of my biggest problems is that I can't get folks to join my police department. And this is in a very progressive city. And so in January, I think it was, of this year, I went on television and said Baltimore City needs more police officers. And it needs more police officers joining or young people and people in our communities joining our police department. You should also know that there are currently about 170 individuals who have applied and are now in our academy. That is more than since 2002. So we are very excited to have you all here. And let me say thank you to Director Davis and Sergeant Himes for the work that you've done. I am so deeply inspired by today's gun and badge ceremony and the fact that this milestone can be celebrated in the company of your loved ones, who I am sure have provided motivation and encouragement throughout this process, because I know that this has been intense, and I ask you all to give your families a big round of applause and your support system. I know our instructors, I also thank you all for all the work that you've done in preparing these individuals to go out and protect and serve our communities. So let's give them a big round of applause as well. As police officers, you will become ambassadors for our city and communities. And critical to that is the training you received in the academy and will soon learn in the field. As police officers in training, you have taken the first step to answering one of the highest callings in public service, law enforcement. And in order to fulfill that calling, you and your fellow academy classmates must remain committed to protecting the lives of the citizens of Baltimore. I'm sure that at this very moment, you are all filled with many emotions, but try not to get too overwhelmed. We have full confidence. I have full confidence in your abilities and really do want to see you all succeed. It is important to note, however, that receiving your gun and badge today is not merely a milestone. It represents the level of trust that our community, which includes me and the police commissioner, have in your ability to always do the right thing and do right by the public. Over the past 10 weeks, I'm sure your mental and physical toughness has been put to the ultimate test. I'm so glad to see these women in here. You all made it too. Thank you. But you are getting closer to achieving your dream and proudly serving the city of Baltimore as police officers. Every time I talk to your fellow trainees, Atiba Wise, Atiba, a trainee that I know well and personally recruited. I want you all to know that I'm recruiting every single chance I get. So I've got a couple of folks in the academy. I walked past a young lady just recently and found out that she was 20 years old and she was a guard at a local bank. And I said to her, "What do you want to do?" And she said that all her life, since she was 7 years old, she had dreamed of going into the Navy, but her mother had asked her to stay home. She said, "I really want to commit to public service." So I want you to know that I've recruited her too, to the police department. You all remind me of how eager some of you are, and Atiba, you reminded me when I first met you as I was getting out of my car, walking across the street, and you too were a guard at a local venue, and asked me if you could walk me safely to where I needed to go. And then asked me at the same time, how long was I going to be? And I said, probably around 45 minutes. 45 minutes later, he reappeared and decided to walk me back to my car. And I asked him, I said, what is your ultimate goal? He said, to be a Baltimore City police officer. You are well on your way with your classmates. So with that, I say stay motivated and remember why you committed to this process to begin with. When you need inspiration, think of each other. Think of your fellow classmates and their stories, like Bree Hightower, whose father's murder was a driving force in her decision to become a police officer. Bria, I'm so inspired of the way you transformed a traumatic situation into a point of strength. And it truly is a point of strength. And even more remarkable is the fact that the officer who captured the person who took her father's life is not only here with us today, but has been an influential mentor in Bria's life. Thank you, Detective Brian Lewis, for leading by a great example. And Bria, thank you for being a source of strength. People have great expectations for men and women in uniform. Those who came before you continue to raise the bar, and our expectations is that you all will raise it even higher. I am so confident in your ability to do well. I'm so excited to see you all here today. And I know that this is just the beginning. I look forward to your rise in our community. I look forward to your rise in this department. I know that sitting out there somewhere is some folks who will take you all's places and the places of our commissioners and deputies and all of those things. But it is how you practice your job and responsibility every single day that will make a difference in the future of our city. So I congratulate you, and more importantly, I'm extremely proud that you've chosen this field of great service, a public service to the citizens of Baltimore. Bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pugh. We really appreciate you being here today. I know it's a little warm, so we're going to be quick. But before I begin, I'd like to recognize our Operations Bureau Commander, Deputy Commissioner Dean Palmier. So welcome to our gun and badge ceremony for Recruit Class 1603. This is a very important day in the lives of our trainees. To give you a little background on the ceremony, because our trainees complete their field training prior to graduation, the gun and badge presentation was not previously given the significance that it should have been given. So usually it was attended by academy staff and commanders. But we decided to change that. We believe that pinning a badge on a trainee is a monumental event, and that it is important to make this ceremony a memorable one for them. We also think it is important to allow our trainees' family members to be a part of this great day. So, this is the first class to have such a special ceremony. We really hope you enjoy it. Members of Class 1603, you are embarking on the next phase of your training. Next week, you will be paired up with a field training officer and will begin your on-the-job training. Field training can be extremely challenging, but you would not be going out there if we did not think you were 100% ready. Remember what you've learned in the academy and be prepared to continue to learn so much more. You will learn every day. We believe in you and we know that you will do great. Earlier you received your gun and you know the tremendous responsibility that comes with that tool, correct?
Yes,
okay. Now you are about to receive your badge. Your badge will become as much of an identity to you as your name. Remember, with this badge also comes great responsibility. As Baltimore police officers, you are expected to be community ambassadors, guardians of the constitutional rights of everyone you serve, and outstanding representatives of this great city. Wear your badge with pride and with the honor it deserves. Treat everyone with respect, dignity, fairness, and impartiality. In Class 1603, always do the right thing, even when no one is looking. And remember the sacred oath you've sworn to uphold. You have all worked extremely hard to get here today, and I'm very proud of you. Congratulations and good luck with your field training. Thank you. I am sweating.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Director Davis, for your words of wisdom and encouragement. This brings us to the part of our program long and sought, well earned. I now request the badge of authority be pinned on to the members of this class and they be authorized to perform the duties of a Baltimore City police officer in the field.
Class 1603. Oh, damn. Ho! Cover. 2.
1, 2, 3, 4. Take a seat.
Squad 2, 3, 4. Seats. Left boost. Forward look.
You're welcome to come take photos.
You guys are welcome to come forward and take photos. We left the center aisle open just for you to do that. Police Officer Jamur Acosta, being pinned by Officer Scott Stephen. Police Officer Nicholas Alvarez, being pinned by Police Officer Frank Wilson. Police Officer Gabriel Barnett, being pinned on by Director Pamela Davis. Police Officer Christina Braun, being pinned by Police Officer Stephen. Police Officer Michael Bush, being pinned by Director Davis. Stage right. Police Officer Winona Caesar, being pinned by Officer Wilson. Police Officer Michael Connor, being pinned by Baltimore County Officer First Class Chambers. Police Officer Nicholas Caroli, being pinned by Police Officer Rozier. Police Officer Mario Diaz, being pinned by Director Davis. Police Officer Michael Donnelly, being pinned by Director Davis. Police Officer Joel Estevez, being pinned by Sergeant Swenson. Police Officer Jose Figueroa, being pinned by Operator Velotis and Officer Velotis. Officer Robert Fuller, being pinned by Baltimore City Police Major Barillero. Police Officer Bree Hightower, being pinned by Detective Brian Lewis. Go ahead. Police Officer James Hilton, being pinned by FBI Supervisory Agent Wendy Hassett and retired Baltimore City Police Major Bristow. Police Officer Michael Hudson, being pinned by Director Davis.
Start 3. Okay. Face. Forward. Up.
Police Officer Christopher Jeffrey, being pinned by Officer Stephen. Police Officer Bastion Lieberman, being pinned by Sergeant Belcher. Police Officer David Lazada, being pinned by Detective Velotis. Police Officer Lindsay McGinnis, being pinned by Officer Stephen. Police Officer Christopher Miller, being pinned by Officer Stephen. Police Officer Lauren Nelson, being pinned by Officer Stephen. Police Officer Dominic Owens, being pinned by Baltimore City Police Major Corbett. Police Officer John Shreven, being pinned by Director Davis. Police Officer Andrew Schulzelberger, being pinned by Baltimore City Police Sergeant McDonald. Police Officer Brendan Swain, being pinned on by Lieutenant Swain, Aberdeen Police Department. Police Officer Eric Swoboda, being pinned by Officer Stephen. Police Officer Trenton Taylor, being pinned by Sergeant Taylor, Maryland Department of Corrections. Fine. Police Officer William Watson, being pinned by Officer Wilson. Police Officer Craig Williams, being pinned by Officer Wilson. Police Officer Mark Wilson, being pinned by Lieutenant Carter, Baltimore City Homicide. Police Officer Atiba Wise, being pinned by Baltimore County Deputy Clemens and Your Honorable Mayor, Pugh. Scott, after this one, attention, you're going to read the code of ethics. Police Officer Jonathan Woods, being pinned by Police Officer Bennett, MTA Police. Nope, they told me it's too bad. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to introduce Detective Natalie Ring, an advisor to entry-level class 1603, who is going to read the Code of Ethics.
Class 1603, up 10, whoo! Cover. 2.
Code of Ethics. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve the public, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all people to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed in both my personal and official life, I will be exemplary in obeying the laws of the land and the regulations of my department. Whenever I see or hear of a confidential nature or that is confided to me in my official capacity will be kept over secret unless revelation is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, animosities, or friendships to influence my decision. with no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals. I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately, without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I will accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of the police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself to my chosen profession, law enforcement. Thank you.
On the day that they were hired, each of our recruits had taken that sacred oath. Today, as they embark upon their transition to the field, they reaffirm that oath before the people they have sworn to protect. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to present to you
Class 1603, hop out, pace!
entry-level class 1603, ready for field training.
About base.
Uncover, take seats.
Uncover. 2. Seats.
At this time, I would like to give recognition to the class commander, Lindsay McGinnis. Podium is all yours, ma'am.
Good morning, family, friends, command staff, Madam Mayor, and law enforcement personnel. Thank you for taking time out of your schedules to come here and help us celebrate the completion of our first step in our careers with the Baltimore City Police Department. This morning, we, trainee class 1603, would like to recognize one of our own for his tireless service to our class. Whether it was tutoring us on a one-on-one basis or in a group, or it was keeping one of our many special projects organized and squared away, or just providing us with delicious sustenance to get us through the day, he brought us together, and together we became stronger, and together we made it to today. POT Fuller, will you please come forward now and accept the gift of thanks from the class?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the conclusion of our program today. On behalf of all the command staff, Mayor Pugh, Director Pamela Davis, as well as the men and women of the Baltimore City Police Department, thank you for joining us on this special occasion to support these men and women as they move forward through the law enforcement careers.
Center, pace.